Nick Hamady is our guest, kind enough to stick around for another segment. And Nick, I understand you've got some college basketball on tap for us, not only this evening, but tomorrow as well.
Yeah, I noticed that it was getting a little bit late tonight, and we had to dig deep in the bag, but we got Utah State and Davidson yet to tip off tonight. I'm taking a look at the over in that game at 147.5. You got two of the best shooting teams in college basketball, especially in Davidson, who is 13th in effective field goal percentage and three-point percentage this year. I expect both teams to get it done, especially when you're going up against a team at Utah State, who is 282nd in college basketball defensively from three-point or in three-point defensive efficiency. It's a game where, you would expect this number to be more up into the 150s, 147.5, low enough for me to feel confident in an over. It's the last game of the night. Why not? Sunday night chasing. I'm rolling with the over 147.5 for Utah State and Davidson.
And it's not only late tonight that you have action, but you have your eyes set on tomorrow, the Johnnies, if I remember correctly. You're ready to get some action in on them.
Yeah, let's just clarify. It's the Iowa State Cyclone game.
I thought you said St. John's, the Johnnies, when we were at break.
Iowa State. Yeah, Iowa State versus St. John's. We'll call it the Cyclones game. I'm going to take the over at 160.5 in this game as well. I know it's high, but these are overs in the new world we live in, especially for college basketball. A Power 5 non-conference matchup. These games have been high scoring. I trust Iowa State to keep it going. St. John's is also a fast-paced team at 9th in adjusted tempo, 10th in shortest offensive possessions in the whole entire NCAA. And I love Iowa State. Their offense is fast. They like to shoot the three ball. They're a team that always is going to rank in the top in NCAA offensive efficiency. I'm rolling with the over at 160.5 in this game, and I'm expecting both teams to continue to play fast.
Nick, talk to me about Iowa State. I take a look at college basketball this time of the year and, start to try and assess teams and think about who maybe I want to, throw a couple bucks on for a future to cut down the nets. And usually, by the time we get to March, I've got a handful of plays. I've made one so far on Gonzaga at 20-1. I think we expect that they're going to get at least to the Elite Eight once again. Maybe they can get over the hump this year. We'll see. But Iowa State, one of the higher ranked teams in the country, and I've been on them before, but I just don't know if they seem like that program that is going to go all the way. What is your assessment of Iowa State?
It's tough, especially with their rough outings they've had in March the last couple of years. They've had a lot of injuries towards the end of the season. That's kind of derailed things. And this season's going to be interesting because they've got a few transfers and they had a couple guys transfer out and graduate. So you got new guys, but I expect guys like Whipsy to get it done. I don't know about a national championship team, especially coming out of the Big 12. This whole transfer portal thing's made things really, really tough for a team like Iowa State. Iowa State's a really, really well-coached team. We know Cyclone Magic, Hilton Magic at home is always going to be there. But on a neutral court, that's why I'm not rolling with the Clones here. I trust them to score, but is their defense going to be as strong as it has been in the past? I'm not 100% sure. You got a lot of guys that have not played together. It's going to be interesting to see. But I think there's a lot of teams this year that you can look at, and Iowa State's definitely one of them to catch a long shot with. We've seen KU struggle a little bit early. I know Kansas is always a team out of the Big 12 that's going to make some noise. I don't know, guys. It's going to be a long season. I would love to sit here and be as confident as I was about Iowa State the last few years, but this season, we'll see if they have enough offensive firepower to keep up with the top 5 teams.
Kobe Durant returns an interception, intercepts Baker Mayfield, pick 6, a 50-yard return, and the Rams are now up 14-0 on the Buccaneers, and 17.5 is now your in-game point spread with your total at 52.5. Tom, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, absolutely. I was going to say, to Nick's point with the transfer portal, is there a team that you have your eye on that you think has benefited significantly from the transfer portal and thus, maybe not back for a national championship, but, to Brady's point, to make the Final Four, something along those lines that you're keeping your eye on?
That's tough. I mean, if you look at the top rankings, I have them pulled up right in front of me right now. You would think like the big money teams obviously are going to benefit, but I'm taking a look at teams like Arizona. I'm looking at Duke. I'm looking at the teams that everybody looks up to that have the money to bring these guys in, have the name. and have the TV time to get these guys to the NBA. It's a lot like Iowa State in football. They have a name now because they've sent so many guys to the league. You want to look at a school that has sent guys to the NBA. I think Bronny James, although he didn't really do much at Arizona, that name being there, it keeps Arizona relevant. Arizona being top 5, not a surprise to me. Teams that I don't expect to stay up there are teams like Michigan. I think teams that have been in the Midwest that have been able to keep their guys at home it is surprising to me. But yeah, I'm down on the Midwest with the transfer portal. I mean, if I'm a guy that's looking to play anywhere in the country, I'm trying to get to a coast or a school that pumps out pro players, and it's tough in the Midwest right now.
He is Nick Hamady. Find him on Twitter at @TheRealTinyNick, and also find his work at Zone Coverage in Minnesota, where he does writing for them on all topics Minnesota sports. Nick, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great next week. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you. You too.